In this video from accounting101.org, we're going to go over how to use the Vlookup function in Excel with an exact match. So basically we're looking for text. Now there's situations where you'd want to use an exact match with numbers, but a lot of the time you'll be comparing your comparing your variables, looking through text variables, and so that's normally when you would use an exact match. So what we're trying to find here is we have some employees, and for some reason management wants to know how funny they are. So you have a funny rating here, but we want to put that in numerical order, or assign a numerical score based on this table over here. So we start the Vlookup function like normal, equals Vlookup. The lookup value, of course, is right here. So we click this cell, hit comma, and this is our table array. So we're going to highlight our table. We need to make this array absolute, so we're going to do that. And then we go to the column index. So again, this first column is what it's comparing the variable to, so that we know we're in the right row. But we want this function to return the value from the second column. So we're going to enter a 2 right here. Now, the range lookup, this is where the exact or approximate match comes into play. A 1 or typing in true right here would be an approximate match, or a 1 is the same thing. Or we can just type in false, which is the exact match. For some reason it doesn't seem intuitive, but false or a 0 is the exact match. So our function should be good, should be working. If we hit enter, we get a 0, and so far so good. Justin Bieber has a funny rating of not funny, which corresponds to a score of 0. So if we drag our function down, we see that these different numbers appear. Ronald McDonald has a funny rating of a chuckle, so he has a score of a 10, and that seems to match up over here. Aaron Rodgers, apparently from the commercials he's in, we've given him a funny rating of a laugh, so that corresponds. So it all looks like it worked correctly. So one more tip again, if you don't already do this, when you assign the table array, which is this right here, it's a lot easier actually. Normally there will be some times when you want to do things like this. You actually key in or highlight the table and then make it absolute. But a lot of times what's easiest is to name your table. So if we highlight this and we go over here, we can just type in a name, funny factor, whatever it is, hit enter. That assigns a name to this exact array right here, this exact range. So then we can go back into our formula and take this out, the table array, and just type in funny factor, and you can see that when I finish this it will highlight this right here. So that's referencing that exact array like I just said. And we change the formula to include that variable instead of just keying in or highlighting this so that the numbered range is in there. Instead, it's just referring to this by name. So any one of these that we click on, you'll see that the table array says funny factor. So most of the time that's a better way to work in Excel. So that is how to use Vlookup with an exact match when you're referencing text.